Kurosaki Kai, the Purple King, a legendary dual-color prodigy who basically had the world at his feet. But in his shadow? His older brother, Rei. Our main character was completely colorless, a magical zero just trying to survive as a lowly porter. He sticks with his brother's party until they face the ultimate nightmare. Kronos, the literal god of time and space. One wave. That's all it took. Kronos effortlessly wipes out the entire party, including the untouchable Kai, in a heartbeat. Cornered and facing certain death, Rei's pure desperation finally unlocks a forbidden sealed power, Skill Drain. In one final, insane act of defiance, he steals Kronos' own reality warping ability, Rewind. That surge of divine power rips Rei right through time. He wakes up 7 years in the past. Armed with the stolen power of a god and a burning resolve, he's ready to rewrite his entire destiny. Rei is totally stunned. But when he looks out the window, that's when the real shock hits him. The inverted castle is pure white. In his memory, it was supposed to be pitch black. Turns out, the castle stays white until 7 years before the end, slowly turning black as the countdown to the apocalypse begins. Once it hits total darkness, the door that unleashed Kronos opens. Rei realizes he hijacked that rewind ability just to get back to this very moment. He grabs his phone to check the date. Yep. He's officially gone back exactly 7 years. Curious, he pulls up his status window to check his skills. Shockingly, rewind is gone but skill drain? Oh, it's still there. He's not even mad about losing the god tier rewind. For 10 long years, all he ever wanted was just one single skill to call his own. With skill drain in his arsenal, he finally feels whole. Right then, a reminder pops up on his phone. It's the day of the mage exam. Without wasting a second, Rei heads straight for the Mage Association headquarters. These guys run everything, from mage laws to dungeon raids. He steps into the headquarters, which looks brand new in this timeline. Before he can even take a breath, he hears some dude sneering behind his back, calling him colorless again. He turns around and sees Goto and Oink. These were his brother's subordinates, the same ones who died back in that dungeon. Goto and Oink start trashing Rei, laughing at him for showing up at the headquarters to fail the mage exam yet again. They tell him his efforts are a joke. No matter how many times you try, Rei, you'll always be a colorless loser. And honestly, they aren't wrong about his history. This is definitely not the first time Rei has attempted this test. He kept coming back because he simply refused to quit. He slaps their hands away, telling them to get lost and mind their own business. Moments later, he's in the examiner's office meeting Hinata Reiner, a B-rank mage who's seen him way too many times. Even Hinata is tired of his persistence. She warns him that if he keeps pushing his luck, he's eventually going to get himself killed. But Rei just gives her a look of pure confidence. Trust me. This time, everything is different. Hinata has no choice but to lead him to the exam venue. Since he's a regular here, he doesn't even need the instructions. The goal is simple: hunt goblins and collect 3 mana stones to pass the test. For anyone who's actually awakened a skill, this is easy mode. But for the old Rei, this was a life or death struggle. But something insane happens that very day. A high-level monster suddenly spawns in the middle of this level 1 dungeon. Exactly like Rei remembered. The monster appears in the distance, looking absolutely menacing and out of place. It's a red-cap goblin, a level 37 nightmare that shouldn't be anywhere near beginners. Hinata is completely blindsided. She can't understand why something so dangerous is present in a low-level dungeon. She draws her sword and screams at Rei to run while she protects him. But Rei knows the truth: the level gap is way too high for her. In the original timeline, Hinata lost this fight. She stayed behind to make sure Rei got out alive, and it cost her everything. She got beaten so badly she was forced to retire as a mage. Rei spent his whole life blaming himself for his own weakness. Her career was trashed back then, but this time around, Rei is ready to flip the script and save her. Rei draws his short sword. As the monster charges at him, he just hurls the blade straight at it. The monster has a skill that buffs its physical stats. As Rei expected, the beast easily swats the sword away like a fly. The goblin continues its rush, closing the gap, but Rei doesn't flinch. He lands a massive punch right on its skull. This pisses off the monster. But as it tries to strike back, Rei's power triggers, stealing the body enhancement skill right out of the beast. Rei's physical stats instantly skyrocket. The goblin just stands there in total shock, wondering why it suddenly feels so weak and useless. While it's still trying to figure out what happened, Rei doesn't hesitate. He slices the monster clean in half from head to toe. Hinata is frozen. She can't believe her eyes. Rei just deleted a red cap with a single strike. Rei, on the other hand, is just looking at his hands. This skill drain ability? It's even more broken than he imagined. Rei is riding that high when Hinata snaps him back to reality, basically yelling to know how the heck he took down that monster. Rei knows showing off his black skills is a bad move. So, he plays it cool, telling her it was just a total fluke. Hinata is still screaming at him for lying. Then it hits her. Wait. This entire exam was supposed to be shut down. A total freak of a monster just spawned in the dungeon. Hinata is spooked. She tells Rei they have got to report this to headquarters immediately. But Rei has got priorities. He is like, wait, I still need 2 more mana stones. Totally focused on the loot. Hinata loses it. She screams that it is way too dangerous to be thinking about shiny rocks right now. Right on cue, 2 goblins wander in. Rei does not even blink, he just slices their heads off in one smooth motion. Cold. Hinata's jaw is literally on the floor. Meanwhile, Rei just picks up the stones and casually asks, "So, can I keep these?" She is just too stunned to even speak. Next thing you know, they are heading back to headquarters to sort things out. Fast forward a bit, Hinata shows up, and she is actually holding Rei's official mage license. He is officially a rank C mage. Rei takes the card, and honestly, you can see that little smirk. He earned this. It has been a long road to get here. Hinata then starts breaking down how much those mana stones he grabbed are actually worth. Turns out, mana stones are the ultimate clean energy. High value, zero carbon footprint, basically magic batteries. They are a huge payday. Rei is thinking that red cap monster and A rank beast is going to net him some serious cash. He checks the bank transfer and almost loses his mind. The number is absolutely massive. Like, life-changing big. Goblins? 1,000. But that red cap? 3 million credits. Talk about a massive jump. Hinata is trying to keep him grounded. She is like, don't freak out yet, you actually took down a red cap. Rei is floored, he had no clue mages made this much bank. But Hinata? She tells him this is just the beginning. Now he is curious. After a quick debrief, Rei heads straight for a rank C dungeon that has been set aside just for him. Back in the day, soloing a dungeon was impossible for him. But now? With this power, he is ready to rewrite the future. He is about to step inside when bam! An invisible force called a mana hand suddenly grabs him out of nowhere. Rei spins around, annoyed, only to find Goto and Oink standing there, holding him down. The duo starts mocking him. Going solo? That is against the rules. Loser, they sneer, totally looking for a fight. Rei gives them the coldest look. I am allowed, he says. Because I passed the mage exam. Deal with it. They do not buy it for a second. To them, Rei is just a pathologically lying weakling who has not changed at all. Goto steps up, using that mana hand to shove Rei's head down. If you have really awakened, show us what you have got. Mana hand is nasty, it is pure energy compressed into physical force. Even with his body buffed, Rei cannot just wiggle out. But Rei is not some pushover. He gets angry, leans back, and delivers a brutal headbutt right to Goto's face. Goto stumbles. And in that split second, Rei steals the mana hand skill. Instantly, the grip on him just vanishes. A massive blue aura explodes from Rei's body. Goto and Oink are terrified. Without missing a beat, Rei grabs Goto with his own mana hand. He squeezes hard. He is making them admit the truth that Rei is not the weakling they used to know. Oink is not ready to give up yet. He tries to get a cheap shot in with a fireball, hoping to end this quickly. Rei just counters. He uses his enhancement skill to slice the fire in half, then floors Oink with a single massive punch. Goto is panicking. Seeing Rei use body enhancement on top of everything else, it is a total nightmare for him. Oink, groaning on the floor, asks the big question. Are you a dual-colored mage now? Rei's answer? A simple no. Then his drain skill kicks in again, stealing the fireball. That is 3 colors, guys. Oink's jaw hits the floor. A mage with 3 different colors? That is unheard of, literally impossible in their world. Rei shows him exactly how dangerous he has become. Nearly roasting Oink with a fireball. The guy practically pisses himself. Rei asks if they want round 2. Spoiler. They do not. They scramble away like cowards, tails between their legs. Once they are gone, Rei's head starts spinning. He knows Kai is going to be absolutely livid when he hears about this. Rei used to be Kai's punching bag. If Kai finds out Rei awakened this kind of power, he will come to crush him for sure. And Kai is no joke. He is level 51 of the absolute strongest mages in the modern world right now. But Kai is not the only problem. Rei is also worried about that legendary, terrifying dungeon that is about to open up soon. There is no time to waste. Rei knows he has to grind levels to survive what is coming, so he steps into the dungeon. Levels are everything, the foundation of all strength. Higher levels mean new skills and a massive boost to his total mana. Plus, this also boosts the total amount of mana a mage can handle in one go. Total game changer. Rei is just chilling, walking through the dungeon when bam! A level 38 flame wizard ambushes him out of nowhere. The wizard is literally surrounded by fireballs. Rei? He's sweating. I mean, he can only manifest 1 measly fireball right now. That is the power gap for you, levels really do matter. Without a word, the wizard launches the whole flaming set right at Rei's head. Rei blocks one, but the rest? He's gotta move, and fast. It hits him. Taking this beast head on is basically a suicide mission. But every gamer knows the golden rule: every big skill has a cooldown. An opening. A moment of pure weakness. Rei does not hesitate. He lunges forward, closing the distance like a human bullet before the wizard can even reset. 2 seconds. That is all he has. But in those 2 seconds, the wizard is basically a sitting duck. Rei lands a punch so brutal it sends the wizard flying, and get this, he literally strips the fireball skill right off him. The wizard hits the ground hard. He tries to fire back, but nothing. His magic is just gone. Talk about a reality check. Time for some payback. Rei unleashes 5 fireballs of his own, absolutely vaporizing the wizard in a massive pillar of flames. The wizard is toast. Immediately, Rei's screen lights up with those sweet level up notifications. He realizes the grind is real. Taking down high-level mobs is basically an express ticket to massive experience points. It is risky, sure. But Rei has a secret weapon, that skill drain ability. It is his ultimate cheat code. Level 12. Nice. But Rei is not stopping there. He sets his sights on level 30. The real grind starts now. He starts tearing through the dungeon, wiping out everything in sight. He hits level 27 fast, but then he hits a wall. Progression is slowing down. To hit that level 30 milestone, he needs bigger fish to fry. He needs a real challenge. Ray pushes deeper, heading straight into the heart of the dungeon until he finds it. The boss room. Perfect timing. This is exactly the kind of high-stakes fight he needs to finally break his limits. He kicks the door open. Inside, 2 level 30 imps and 1 terrifying level 45 skull demon. This is it. Ray stays sharp. The plan? Simple. Rob them of their techniques, and use their own power to take them down. He charges the skull demon, ready to strike. But clink. A mana barrier blocks him. His skill drain will not trigger through that. The skull demon does not just sit there, it lunges. It nearly takes Ray's head off with a swing that screams pure overkill. Close call. Ray dodges, but the monster's sheer speed is insane. He needs a new strategy, and he needs it now. The big guy's shield is too tough for now. So Ray pivots. He is going after the smaller fry first. Target, the imps. Slash. 1 imp goes down. Ray rips away its ice needle skill, then turns the creature into a literal barbecue with a fireball. The second imp just stands there, watching his buddy become a crispy snack. He is too terrified to even twitch. With ice needle equipped, Ray pivots back to the boss. He fires crack. The ice shatters the skull demon's mana barrier instantly. But wait. The skull demon is not done. He snaps his fingers and poof, the dead imp is right back in the fight. Annoying? Sure. But for Ray, it is just free experience points. He is not complaining about more monsters to farm. He wipes the imp out again. Ding. Another level up. He is climbing the ranks, 1 kill at a time. His mana capacity surges with the level up. But check this out, he just unlocked the legendary new ability. Skill Synthesis. Ray's face lights up. This is the ultimate power-up he has been waiting for. It is game over for the demon now. He does not hesitate. He slams the ice needle and fireball skills together, using synthesis. Let us see what happens. Fire and ice swirl together, merging into a massive fire lance. Ray aims and fires it straight at the skull demon. The demon tries to shield up, but the lance tears right through it. Ray closes the gap, fist cocked back, ready to finish this. Direct hit. Ray drains the mana barrier skill for himself. But he is not done, not even close. Next, he strips away the demon's extreme body enhancement. The monster is left standing there, weak, confused, and totally vulnerable. Ray ends it. He drives a fire lance through the demon's chest, turning it into ash. A massive mana stone drops and level 33. Finally, Ray takes a breath. That was a close one, but skill synthesis really saved his skin there. Turns out, synthesis is a high-tier move, usually reserved for level 30 players. Ray is playing in the big leagues now. It is exactly what he needed to survive. He pulled it off right in the nick of time, and man, it paid off. While Ray is soaking in the victory, the system chimes in. He has hit a major milestone, his skill capacity just expanded. 3 slots? Nope, he has 5 now. Ray is grinning, he knows he is about to become absolutely unstoppable. Once he is finished checking his new stats, Ray is ready for whatever the dungeon throws at him next. Straight out of the dungeon and heading to the headquarters. Ray needs to turn in that green mana stone fast. Hinata's jaw practically hits the floor when she realizes Ray didn't just beat a skull demon, he hit level 33 in a day. Our boy Ray just gives a nervous little smile. I just got lucky, he says. Yeah, right. Hinata's not buying it for a second. Going past level 30 in just 24 hours? That is literally unheard of. She tells him straight up, with his current level, he's already strong enough to become a B-rank mage. But then, a voice. Cold, familiar, and carrying a terrifying aura that sends a shiver down everyone's spine. It's his brother, Kai. And he's not impressed. He thinks there's a mistake, no way Ray is B-rank material. Kai starts spitting venom, calling Ray a colorless nobody with absolutely zero talent. Talk about some serious sibling rivalry. Hinata tries to back Ray up by mentioning the skull demon, but that just makes Kai completely lose his mind. Without a second's hesitation, Kai lunges forward and throws a massive, high-speed punch straight at Ray's chest. Boom. Ray blocks it effortlessly with a mana guard. He just smiles and tells his brother to be careful. That block changes everything. Kai finally realizes the rumors are true, his talentless brother has actually awakened some skills. Still, Kai's ego is huge. He tells Ray to watch his back, itching to see what he's really capable of doing. Hinata sees the tension rising and calls Kai out. Is he really trying to gear up for a fight right here? Kai just shrugs it off. If Ray's truly a B rank like they claim, then a little sparring shouldn't be an issue. He thinks Ray's a fraud who faked his way up. Ray knows if he walks away now, the trouble will never end. So Ray accepts the challenge. Kai's shocked for a split second before getting absolutely pissed. The fight is on. They head to the arena to settle it once and for all. Ray's mind is racing, he knows he has to be cautious. He's gotta be smart with his mana. He's facing an opponent who is objectively way stronger than him right now. The gap is scary. Ray's max combo is only 3 basic skills, while Kai can chain 5 together easily. With those numbers alone, Ray knows he'll get crushed if he tries to fight him head on. It's a losing game. To even the playing field, he's gotta pull something special out of his sleeve. Something Kai won't see coming. The fight kicks off. Ray launches a volley of ice needles, but Kai counters instantly with a blast of fireballs. The attacks collide in the center. A massive explosion rocks the arena, burying everything in a thick cloud of dust. Kai's blinded. Before he knows it, Ray used his body enhancement to close the gap. He's right in his face. Kai is stunned. His brother is a dual color wielder? Ray is already calculating exactly how much mana Kai has left. 1 skill used, 4 to go. Ray tracks every move and activates skill synthesis as he lunges toward Kai. He creates a fire lance. Kai is shocked to see this. It means his brother can now use 3 different color skills. But he isn't worried. Not one bit. Just as Ray reaches him, Kai welcomes him with a powerful concentrated fireball. Total destruction. The fireball shatters Ray's lance and slams him into the dirt. Ray's face? Pure, unadulterated horror. It's brutal. Ray's fire lance took 2 skills worth of mana, but Kai neutralized it with one simple basic move. Kai just mocks him. You might use 3 colors, but you still can't compare to me, he sneers. Kai is on a totally different level. To finish this, he starts raining down deadly fireballs to put Ray in his place. Ray is scrambling, dodging for his life while desperately trying to launch another fire lance back at his brother. Kai doesn't flinch. His fireball rips through Ray's attack. Ray throws up a mana barrier, praying it holds. It doesn't. The barrier shatters like glass, and Ray is sent crashing back into the ground yet again. Kai walks over to his fallen brother. Bow your head, he demands. He wants total submission to settle the matter. He wants Ray to admit he's just trash. Deep down, Ray knows small moves won't work. He needs something massive. Give up? Never. He's done living like a slave. With pure determination, Ray forces himself to stand back up. He screams it. I'll never bow to you. Kai's eyes go dark. Fine. Then maybe I'll just have to kill you. Kai triggers his overclock skill. It eats a ton of mana, but it doubles his control. This is getting dangerous. Fireballs manifest everywhere. Witness the power of a king. Kai shouts, looking completely unstoppable in this moment. A 10 combo attack. Ray is paralyzed with fear because he knows this is Kai's ultimate finishing move. The pressure is insane. But get this is exactly the move Ray was expecting him to use all along. Ray leaps straight at him. Kai just laughs. You think you can dodge this while you're midair? Pathetic. Ray is trapped in a storm of fireballs, but wait. He triggers the mana hand, and Kai's jaw literally drops. He never expected our boy to have another trick up his sleeve. Rai knows the deal. No matter how cracked Kai is, every skill has a cooldown. He weaves through the flames like a pro and closes the gap just in time. Kai's stuck waiting for his mana to reset. Big mistake. Rai lunges forward and plants a massive punch right on his face. That hit was heavy. It sends Kai flying across the arena like a ragdoll. And the best part? Rai just straight up stole his overlock skill. Talk about a win-win. Our boy's absolutely buzzing because he actually snagged that overlock ability. At this point, he thinks the fight is basically over. But nope. Kai staggers back up, face totally mangled and looking like a nightmare. He's beyond pissed and pulls out his ultimate trump card, the Demon Lance. Rai's heart nearly stops. There's no way Kai should have mastered a high-tier skill like this already. This is literally his most dangerous move. This changes everything. The stakes just went through the roof. The lance streaks toward Rai like a missile, but he barely manages to dive out of the way. Not gonna lie, that speed is terrifying. Rai realizes right then and there that his earlier hit, it wasn't because he was better. He only landed that punch because Kai was playing around. But the games are over now. Kai is finally getting dead serious. Now Rai is the one running for his life. The power gap between them didn't just grow, it skyrocketed into another dimension. Kai is literally tearing the arena apart, and he's not even breaking a sweat. Rai tries to strike back with a fire lance of his own, but it's not even close. Kai's demon lance completely eats his attack alive. The explosion slams Rai into the wall so hard he lets out a gut-wrenching scream. Kai starts mocking him, bragging that this is exactly why they call him the Purple King. Honestly, Rai has to admit the guy isn't lying. That demon lance is easily one of the strongest things he's ever seen. Kai looms over him like a god, telling him to stop being so cocky. He tells Rai that having a few extra skills doesn't make him special. Rai knows he's outclassed, at least in his current state he is. But then a spark of genius. He realizes the entire game changes if he can just unlock the true potential of that purple skill. Usually, he's limited to mixing only 2 colors at once. But Rai decides to break the rules and flips the switch on that stolen overlock skill. Kai is absolutely stunned. He's watching his brother tap into overlock as if it's the easiest thing in the world. Thanks to overlock, Rai's mana tank just expanded. Suddenly, he's unlocked something legendary: skill synthesis. Rai is grinning ear to ear because he just hit the absolute jackpot. Kai, on the other hand, he's sweating. He has no idea what's coming. He's terrified of whatever insane plan Rai is cooking up. And then, Rai does the unthinkable, something nobody in history has ever pulled off. He starts merging 3 different colors together. He takes red, adds a splash of blue, and tops the whole thing off with yellow. The result? Pure, terrifying black mana. Kai is speechless. Normally, everyone is stuck with just the basic red, yellow, and blue. Everyone always told Rai he was a failure with no affinity for those colors. Well, newsflash, they were dead wrong. Rai isn't just a mage, he's a rare breed. A dark mage. The kind of power that's unheard of in the entire history of magic. By fusing those 3 colors, he creates the Abyss Flame. It looks absolutely lethal, and for the first time, Kai is actually feeling pure terror. Panicking, Kai hurls another demon lance, screaming at Rai to stay back. Rai doesn't even flinch, he just tosses an Abyss Fireball right at it. It's not even a contest. Rai crushes the lance instantly and charges straight for Kai, already prepping another ball of dark fire. Kai's pride won't let him quit. He summons one last massive demon lance, putting everything he has into this final clash. Kai launches his ultimate attack, and Rai meets it head-on with that terrifying fireball. The Abyss Flame completely swallows the demon lance whole. A massive explosion rocks the entire arena, knocking Kai out cold. Everything goes quiet. Rai falls to the ground. Staring at his hands in total disbelief, he actually did it. He defeated Kai. Just then, the system pings. Notification. You have acquired the Abyss Flame. All thanks to that insane skill synthesis. A few moments later, Hinata runs up, looking like she's seen a ghost. She asks him what on earth that skill was. Rai's internal alarms start going off. He knows he can't keep his true strength a secret forever. But he's not ready to go public yet. He plays it cool, showing off the skill and casually mentioning it seems to be a black skill. Hinata is completely shaken. I mean, can you blame her? Rai is officially the first black skill user in existence. Rai asks her if he's forced to tell the association about this. He really wants to keep this under wraps for as long as possible. He wants this to stay their little secret. Hinata is shocked he'd even ask that she thinks he's throwing away the chance of a lifetime. Rai is confused about what he's missing, so Hinata explains that the strongest mage of each color gets a legendary title. They call them kings. Since nobody else can use black mana, Rai would basically be the Black King by default. Rai thinks about it for a second. It's a tempting offer, for sure. But he tells Hinata he's passing on the title for now. He feels like he's still too weak to be called a king. Then, he remembers his brother is still lying face down in the dirt. He asks if Kai is going to be okay. Hinata tells him not to worry, Kai's a king for a reason, and he'll bounce back in no time. Still, Hinata isn't taking no for an answer. She's determined to get him to the infirmary immediately. But then ping. Their phones go off simultaneously with a bone-chilling emergency alert. Ray checks the screen and his heart drops. A new dungeon just spawned at Ikebukuro Park and the recommended level? A staggering level 70. Hinata's jaw hits the floor, but for Ray? He saw this coming. After all, he's already lived through this nightmare once before. A level 70 gate is insane, especially when the top kings are barely hitting level 50. This was the moment the world realized just how outclassed they truly were. Terrified, everyone abandoned the Ikebukuro dungeon. But that choice? It was the spark that lit the fuse for a total catastrophe. Since no one cleared it in time, the dungeon suffered a total collapse, sending a tidal wave of bloodthirsty monsters flooding into the streets. This was it. The ground zero for the very first dungeon outbreak in history. The aftermath was pure carnage. Tokyo was completely overrun, and the body count? It was absolutely devastating. People were hunted down like prey. The sheer number of monsters turned the city streets into a literal graveyard. But Ray? He's not letting history repeat itself. Not this time. He's going to stop this slaughter, whatever the cost. When he tells Hinata he's planning to solo that nightmare, she nearly trips over her own feet in pure shock. She tries to talk some sense into him, arguing that no matter how cracked his skills are, that place is a suicide mission. Plus, there's the red tape. Only A-rank mages can even legally enter since the level requirement is way past 50. Ray knows he's on a ticking clock. He asks if the A-rank promotion exams are still happening next week, and Hinata confirms they are. That's his opening. Ray calmly tells her his new goal. He's going to climb to A-rank by the time that exam rolls around. Hinata is floored by his ambition, but looking at him she can't even argue. The guy definitely has the raw talent to pull it off. But there's a catch. Her expression darkens, and Ray immediately picks up on the bad vibes. Here's the problem. To even qualify for the A-rank test, you have to prove yourself by clearing a B-rank dungeon with a full party first. A party? That's the one thing Ray totally blanked on. He needs teammates, and he needs them fast. He checks his messages, and it's just pure toxicity. Everyone is basically telling him there's zero chance they'd ever team up with a loser like him. With only a week left, he's backed into a corner. Clearing a B-rank dungeon solo is a nightmare, even for him. Just as he's racking his brain for a solution, he hears a group of mages nearby absolutely laying into one of their own for being weak. It hits a nerve. Ray remembers exactly what it's like to be treated like human garbage, the ultimate outcast. The girl getting bullied is Ichinoi Aya. Her so-called teammates are being brutal, calling her nothing but dead weight to her face. But the second Ray hears her name, a light bulb goes off. This girl isn't just anyone. In the future, she's destined to become the legendary Scarlet King. But right now, she's just seen as a bottom-tier failure. Seeing her get treated like trash by these mediocre mages honestly makes Ray's blood boil. Aya's practically begging them not to kick her out. She needs the credits to pay for her sister's massive medical bills. She promises to step it up in the next dungeon, and her leader just gives her this cold, arrogant look. One more mistake and she's gone, that's the ultimatum. Aya can only nod, her hands shaking with nerves. As they head out to challenge a gate, Ray can't shake this heavy feeling in his gut. Something is wrong. He knows she eventually becomes the Scarlet King, but her path to the top was paved with absolute agony. Then it clicks. Ray remembers a specific incident that happened to her right around this time. She was supposed to get butchered in a boss fight, leaving her in a coma for years and ruining her life. It dawns on him that tragedy is scheduled for today. He watches her walk away, looking pale and fragile, and he just knows. He can't just stand by and watch her life be destroyed. It's time for him to move in. Meanwhile, inside the dungeon, Aya's team is staring down the boss, Dahan, a level 45 beast. Suddenly, the party leader does something truly demonic. She shoves Aya directly into the monster's path to use her as live bait. She barks at Aya to solo the thing, but Aya is terrified. There's no way she can take a boss like that on her own. The leader doesn't care. Kill it or you're fired, she says. It's pure, cold-blooded cruelty. Aya is trapped. She's terrified for her life, but the thought of her sick sister pushes her forward. She has to try. The rest of the party just watches, laughing as she trembles and hurls a desperate fireball at the massive boss. Direct hit. But the smoke clears and the monster hasn't moved an inch. Aya's heart stops, her best shot did 0 damage. Suddenly, the Dahan roars and lunges, its massive blade swinging down to crush her into the dirt. Boom! That massive blade slams down inches from her, sending a shockwave that literally rips the ground apart. She's thrown back, hitting the dirt hard. No defense left. She's wide open, and that monster? It's ready to strike. It raises its weapon for the killing blow. But wait. Just in time, our boy Ray steps onto the scene. He taps into his physical enhancement, cranking it to the max and tanks that heavy-hitting attack like an absolute boss. Ya is just frozen. She was seconds from meeting her end, and now this mysterious savior is standing right in front of her. Ray puts every ounce of his strength into a counter-shove, actually forcing that massive beast to stumble backward. Ya is watching in total awe. Ray, being the cool guy he is, turns around just to make sure she's still in one piece. But check out her party members, they aren't happy at all. Someone just crashed their perfect plan, and they're salty. I mean, they know the Dullahan is a terrifying monster with insane weight, yet Ray just pushed it away like it was nothing. But the fight's not over. The Dullahan pulls itself back up and lets out a roar so loud it vibrates through the entire chamber. Ray isn't even flinching. He knows the beast is still standing because its armor is buffed by a high-level strengthening skill. Normal hits? Forget about it. They won't work. So Ray thinks, okay, if I can't break the skill, I'll just steal it. He goes for it. Ray risks everything, lunging straight toward the monster just to get close enough to make contact. He manages to touch the armor and triggers skill drain, but nothing. The skill refuses to activate. Talk about a close call. Ray has to pull a mid-air backflip just to avoid getting sliced in half by that giant blade. He retreats back to Ya's side, and she's frantic, asking him if he's okay after that crazy move. Ray plays it cool. He tells her he's fine, mostly because he managed to catch the brunt of the impact with his sword. Then, it clicks. Ray realizes the Dullahan's armor is technically just an external shell like a suit. To make that skill drain work, he's gotta find a way to touch the actual body hidden inside that steel. Right then, the Dullahan slams its sword down, unleashing a massive energy blast that tears across the floor. Ray throws up a mana barrier instantly. He shouts at Ya to stay behind him, no way he's letting her get hit by this. The barrier holds, but the force is insane. The shockwave sends the rest of Ya's party flying across the room. Only the party leader is still standing, and man, she is fuming. She launches an ice lance straight at the beast. Bad move. The Dullahan blocks it easily and fires back with a counterattack so fast the lady couldn't even blink. She gets slammed into a wall like a rag doll. Ray just sighs, yeah, that ice attack was completely useless. Ray realizes he needs something bigger. He needs a power that can completely override the monster's defense skill. Time for the big guns. Ray summons his Abyss Flame, conjuring a pitch-black fireball that looks absolutely terrifying. Ya's stunned. Ray hurls the dark flames, and the Dullahan tries to counter with another energy wave. It's a total power struggle. The two attacks collide mid-air, but Ray's flame is on a whole different level, it just eats right through the energy blast. Before the Dullahan can even react, the black flame swallows it whole. The entire monster is suddenly engulfed in dark fire. To make sure the job's done, Ray uses his mana hand to pin the monster down while it burns. Talk about overkill. That dark heat is too much. It melts right through the armor skill, and the monster literally crumbles into a pile of dust. With the Dullahan gone, a massive green mana stone drops to the floor. But yeah? She's only looking at Ray's insane power. She's completely blown away. I mean, he just soloed a boss monster with what looked like one serious hit. She nervously walks up and thanks him for saving her life. Ray just smiles, telling her he's just glad she's safe. Honestly, deep down, Ray is feeling pretty good about himself for getting there in time to save her. Of course, the annoying party leader finally crawls back to her feet, looking absolutely pissed off. She knows Ray is strong, but her greed is even stronger. She wants that reward for herself. She actually has the nerve to demand the Mana Stone. Her excuse? We're the ones who registered to conquer this dungeon. Ya is horrified. She reminds the lady that Ray literally just saved all their lives while they were failing. Ray's chill though. He tells the leader she can have the stone, but only if he gets to take Ya into his party. He turns to Ya and tells her the choice is hers. He's not gonna force her to come along if she doesn't want to. The leader agrees to the trade instantly, and Ya? She smiles and tells Ray she's in his care now. The greedy leader walks away with her stone, but Ray doesn't care. He knows Ya is the real treasure here. He looks at her and promises one thing: she's gonna become way stronger than the people who just abandoned her. Ya is stunned. She's never really seen herself as the getting stronger type. Ray drops a truth bomb. He overheard her whole conversation with her old squad at headquarters. He promises he wasn't spying on purpose, then offers to be her support. Relief washes over Ya. She nods, ready to put her future in Ray's hands. Ray smirks. He knows he's just hit the jackpot with this girl. Bright and early the next day, the duo gears up to tackle a B-rank dungeon. Ya asks the big question. If they clear this, are they eligible for the A-rank exam? Ray says yes. Then, Ray hints at a secret: there's something hidden in this dungeon that'll boost her power. This piques Ya's interest. More strength means more money for her sister's medical bills. Suddenly hyped, Ya shows Ray she's more than ready to crush this dungeon. They step inside, and it's a massive, shimmering crystal cave. First encounter? A pack of black wolves. And yeah, it totally freaks Ya out. Ray isn't worried though. He tells her to stay back while he clears the path. Ray charges. Right before impact, he triggers his extreme body enhancement skill. With his sword out, he starts shredding those wolves like they're made of paper. Watching from the back, Ya is absolutely floored by Rei's sheer power. His strength? It's not even on the same planet as her former party members. Rei leads her deeper, constantly reassuring her that he's got her back. Follow the plan, he urges. Ya takes a breath and steps toward the monsters. She needs those levels, and fast. Basic attacks or not, she's giving it everything. She conjures her fireballs, bracing herself as a swarm of small monsters rushes in. Meanwhile, Rei's just observing from the sidelines. This was always a test for her. He wants her to find her own edge. But suddenly, a massive beast joins the fray. Rei is ready to jump in though. No way he's letting anything mess up her growth. Ya manages to take some down, but they keep coming. It's like they have infinite respawn cards. To make matters worse, one of them gets a nasty bite on her left arm. Her mana's tanking fast. If she doesn't find a workaround, she's going to be empty. Ya's struggling, but then she sees Rei taking on the even tougher monsters. He's handling the heavy hitters just to give her a fighting chance. That's when it clicks. Time to stop complaining and start acting. She's determined now. She's going to meet the high standards Rei set for her. Channeled by raw emotion, she conjures a massive fireball and hurls it forward. Because of that passion, the flame explodes, consuming the monsters like they're nothing. Ya is shocked. The fireball was huge, but her mana pool? It's barely even moved. Rei smirks. Finally. She's built for endurance and she's starting to realize it. Her massive mana pool is her true weapon. Skill unlocked, Blast Furnace. Soon they hit the boss room home to a level 52 giant slime. Rei lunges at the slime, shouting for Ya to unleash her new skill. Ya doesn't hesitate. She triggers Blast Furnace, releasing an absolutely insane amount of firepower. She can't believe this is her own power, but Rei knew it was there all along. Once the boss is toast, Rei walks over and gives her the props she deserves. Back on the surface, they've finally cleared the requirements for the A rank exam. Rei gives her a smile, but deep down he's itching to crush that test. Over at the association, Hinata tells them it's time for a mock battle assessment. Rei's ready to dominate. Becoming an A rank mage is the key to his next big move. Ya is absolutely buzzing with energy, practically begging Rei to show everyone what he's really made of. But of course, trouble shows up. They run straight into their old squad and that total headache of a leader is Oyama. These guys start trashing Ya for even trying the exam, but Rei? He's not having it. He steps up immediately. He looks those losers dead in the eye and tells them that Ya would never lose to cowards like them. Isoyama just laughs it off, mocking Rei and bragging that she's got way better teammates now than useless Ya ever was. But Rei's heart sinks. He hears a specific name. A name he remembers all too well from his past life. See, Yuri is a monster. Legend says she once soloed a high-rank dungeon without even breaking a sweat. That feat alone turned her into a literal superstar across the entire kingdom. Looking at her now, Rei does the math. Yuri's gotta be at least an A-rank mage already. Absolutely insane. Then, Yuri actually walks right up to Rei. She tells him he looks interesting. Oh boy. Rei is totally caught off guard. He just stands there, giving her this confused, "Who is this girl?" kind of look. Ya sees him spacing out and gets worried or maybe a little jealous and snaps him back to reality. As soon as she hears his name, Yuri puts the pieces together. So, you're Kai's big brother, she realizes. She mentions that Kai actually lost to him, which completely shocks Rei. He had no idea people were talking. Honestly, he didn't realize his reputation among the top-tier mages had spread this fast. Ya is losing it. "Wait, you beat Kai?" she asks, her eyes wide with total disbelief. Yuri just turns away, telling Rei that even if he is strong, he's still got zero chance against her. She even claims that the legendary Purple King, Kai, is basically small fry compared to her own power. Enough talk. The mages head to the training center to finally show off what they can do in a fight. The challenge? An artificial golem reinforced with special, super dense rock. It's built to take a beating. This stuff is way harder than normal stone. The supervisors tell everyone to give it everything they've got. And guess who's up first? Our boy Rei. He steps into the ring, all eyes on him. He preps a fireball, and the crowd just loses it. They start laughing their heads off at him. They're all like, "Is this guy serious? Fire against a metal-type golem. What a joke." Rei's not stupid though. As he charges in, he knows a basic fireball won't even leave a scratch. But right before impact, he fuses fire and ice together, forging a massive glowing fire lance. He launches it. Boom! The golem's head completely shatters, leaving nothing but a massive cloud of smoke. The supervisor checks for life signs. Nothing. He calls it the golem is toast. Rei wins. The same people who were mocking him a second ago are now just whispering in total shock. They never saw that coming. Even Yuri looks impressed. Fusing two opposing elements like that? That's some high-level magic right there. Rei just gives a little smirk. Yeah, he definitely knows he nailed that one. Next up is Ya. It's time for the mana pool test where she has to channel her energy into a crystal ball. But as she reaches for it, her old teammates are right there, trashing her and making a scene. They tell her she's an absolute embarrassment and shouldn't have even bothered showing her face here. Then, pure chaos. The device lights up with so much power it leaves the entire room speechless. Isoyama is fuming. There's no way. She starts screaming that Ya must be cheating to get those kinds of results. With the basics out of the way, the examiner drops the news. It's time for the mock battles. And check out the bracket first up, it's Ya versus her biggest hater, Isoyama. This is gonna be good. Ya stays perfectly cool, while Isoyama is practically shaking, desperate to expose her in front of everyone. The bell rings and Isoyama rains down ice needles. But Ya? She just shatters them like they're made of glass. A massive fireball erupts, sending ice shards flying everywhere. Isoyama can barely even see through the smoke. She's completely stunned. She never in a million years expected Ya to have this kind of raw skill. But Ya is just getting started. She conjures another massive flame and sends it screaming toward her rival. Isoyama feels the terrifying heat and panics, throwing up a mana barrier, praying to any god that it holds. She hits the ground hard, her pride shattered. She just can't believe that Ya has totally surpassed her. Down she goes. The examiner calls it right there. Ya takes the win in a complete shutout. Ya is absolutely beaming. Back at the stands, Ray gives her a solid good job for that performance. She's still in shock over the win, honestly. But she quickly shifts focus, wishing Ray luck against Yuri. Yuri is pure ice. She calmly tells Ray to step up. As they enter the ring, the atmosphere shifts. She asks him point blank, why is he even taking this exam? Ray? He stays dead silent. Yuri notices it immediately. This guy is on a totally different level of preparation compared to the others. Ray finally speaks. He's got a mission he can't fail, and Yuri isn't going to be the one to stop him. Yuri just smiles, letting off an aura so heavy it's suffocating. She's strong and she wants him to know it. Ray doesn't flinch. He's winning this. Impressed by his guts, Yuri decides it's time to stop talking and fight. She strikes first. A storm of mana blades flies at Ray, who immediately whips out his sword to counter. He's struggling though. Her mana conversion skill lets her twist and manipulate energy like it's nothing. Out of nowhere, she drops a massive, crushing attack. Ray barely dodges. We're talking inches away from disaster. Yuri's got this evil little smirk now. Lucky dodge, she says. But Ray? He's done playing defense. He switches gears and charges her, but Yuri isn't about to let him get into melee range that easily. She spams long-range blasts, but Ray just tanks them with his mana barrier, closing the distance like a beast. He goes for a heavy swing pure power, but Yuri's too fast. She leaps back, narrowly avoiding the blade. Mid-air, Ray tries to end it with a fire lance, but Yuri's reaction time is insane. She conjures a shield. The shield holds against Ray's fire. She's condescending too, basically telling him nice try kid, but no. Ray's starting to sweat. Her defense is flawless, like, literally no openings. This girl is the real deal. Then it's her turn. She rains down long-range beams, forcing Ray to scramble just to stay in one piece. He's dodging for his life. Yuri just mocks him, calling his attempts to survive pathetic and troublesome. Running won't save you, she sneers. That's when Ray stops. He turns around, eyes locked on her. She locks her aim, thinking it's game over. Little does she know, Ray's got a nasty surprise waiting. Right before impact, he triggers physical enhancement. He shreds through her attacks like they're made of paper. She's stunned. It's her first time seeing someone actually pull that off. Ray is full of surprises. Wielding 3 colors of mana? Unheard of. But then she drops a bomb she can use enhancement too. She flares her power, summons a massive scythe, and then poof. She vanishes right in front of his eyes. She's behind him. Ray almost loses his head, literally, but his instincts kick in just in time to turn. He blocks, but the sheer force sends him flying. Just like that, he's back on the defensive. Yuri's hunting him now. Pure raw power. Ray can't believe a girl this small packs this much punch. Time for a Hail Mary. He lets her get dangerously close enough to actually grab her hand. Yuri laughs. What's this supposed to do? She mocks. But then, her face goes pale. Something's wrong. Too late. Ray just snatched her body enhancement skill right out from under her. She's stumbling, completely weakened. Without her power, she's wide open. No defense, no speed. Just Ray and a massive opening. Boom! Ray lands a perfect strike right to the chest. Yuri coughs, collapsing as the wind gets knocked out. She's in disbelief. He was hiding this much power the whole time? The winner is officially declared. Ray. Later, Yuri wakes up in the hospital. Ray and Ya are right there, looking relieved she's okay. They're just glad she's awake. Yuri's humble now, admitting she totally underestimated what Ray could do. She's genuinely impressed by his strength. But she's curious why would the winner come visit her. Ray doesn't gloat. He actually bows his head, asking if she'd be willing to join his party. Yuri's jaw drops. Then Ray drops another bombshell. She actually got promoted to A rank after that fight. He's honest about it. If they're going to conquer the world's hardest dungeons, they need her talent. Ray's still pitching the idea when Yuri just starts laughing. You're a really interesting guy, you know that? She doesn't play hard to get. She's in. Following Ray's lead sounds like it could be a blast. They shake on it. New teammate acquired. But then, the ground starts shaking like crazy. Ray looks worried. Rai's left wondering what's going on. But little does he know, Kronos is already desperately clawing his way out of his cage. He just needs one more push. One tiny bit of strength. Once the shaking finally stops, Rai's past life memories come flooding back in an instant. He realizes he's seen this before. These exact same tremors happened right before the Ikebukuro dungeon collapsed in his previous life. It clicks. They're hitting the limit. A dungeon break is imminent, and time is officially running out for everyone. This place is a total death trap, sure, but Rai knows they're backed into a corner. They have no other choice now. He lays out the plan to the girls, and honestly, it scares the absolute life out of them. They're quick to remind him that this is the toughest dungeon in the entire region. Taking it on with just 3 people? That's pure suicide. Yuri speaks up, asking if he's really suggesting they dive into this nightmare just because of some shaking ground. Rai admits his gut is screaming at him. Plus, those reports about abnormal monsters? They're getting harder and harder to ignore. He suspects this is just the beginning of something way more dangerous. Yuri? She doesn't care about the risk, as long as she's following his lead. Seeing Yuri's on board, Ya steps up too, promising Rai her full support. Man, Rai's relieved. He gives them both a heartfelt thanks. Fast forward to the next day, Rai and his crew officially submit their request to Hinata to take on the Ikebukuro dungeon. It's a green light. The trio heads straight for the entrance, and Yuri? Being her usual chaotic self, she is absolutely hyped for the carnage. Ya wishes they had more backup to help out, but Rai shuts that down immediately. It's just not gonna happen. The association's hands are tied. There's a strict limit on how many A-rank mages they can actually deploy at one time. Then, he mentions how much easier this would be if a certain powerhouse named Okawa was on their side. Back before the regression, Okawa was a total legend, one of Japan's absolute best. Deep down, Rai's terrified Kronos might show his face again. He's determined to stop history from repeating itself. Meanwhile, the girls start nudging Rai to finally just call them by their names. Not wanting to waste another second, he agrees. And with that, the 3 of them step into the darkness of the dungeon together. Right out of the gate, they're met with a level 71 skull demon. Talk about a warm welcome. Rai's stunned. This thing is usually a final boss in lower dungeons, but here, it's just guarding the front door like a common grunt. No hesitation. The trio charges in, and the skull demon instantly throws up a mana barrier to block their path. Rai knows that shield has to go. First step? Blast it. He fires off a lethal fire lance directly at the demon. But damn. One fire lance isn't enough. The barrier holds firm, it's way stronger than anything he expected. That's when Ya and Yuri jump in, combining their power to crack the shield wide open. Opportunity. Rai lunges forward and slices the demon in half. Boom! The demon drops a massive mana stone. Classic. Rai gives the girls a nod, their timing was absolutely perfect. Yuri finally works up the nerve to ask the big question. How on earth is Rai able to use so many different skills? He finally spills the beans. His secret? An ability called Skill Drain. The girls just stare at him, completely lost and confused. He explains that one touch is all it takes for him to borrow someone's skill. Suddenly, the light bulb goes off for Yuri. She gets it now. Don't worry though, Rai assures her that he's already given her skill back. Yeah though? She's just standing there, mind absolutely blown. She never imagined the main character would have something that broken. Now it all makes sense. This is why he was so confident about this raid. She realizes as long as Rai's leading, they might actually survive this. Now, she's more determined than ever not to be dead weight. The team pushes deeper into the shadows. Before long, they're standing right at the gates of the boss room. Ya notices at first the ground isn't just shaking anymore. It's vibrating with a violent, terrifying intensity. She can't help it. She has to ask, do they honestly have what it takes to survive the monster waiting inside? Rai stays cool. He tells her they've leveled up enough on the way down that they can definitely pull this off together. Ya nods, she knows he's right. Time to lock in. She's ready to prove her worth to the team once and for all. Then, in a flash, something lunges from the dark. Before anyone can even blink, it grabs Ya. They spin around and freeze. Standing there is a level 89 Grim Reaper. The dungeon boss, right in front of them. Rai's heart sinks. Pure terror hits him because this thing? It shouldn't be out here. It should be locked deep inside its room. A million questions race through his mind, but there's no time for answers. They are in serious, serious trouble. Rai looks at Yuri. Things look grim, but there's no way they're leaving Ya behind. They have to save her at any cost. Rai screams her name, desperate to see if she's alive. Luckily, Ya managed to pop a mana barrier just in the nick of time. That shield is the only thing keeping her from being crushed like a bug. But Rai's worried her mana is draining fast. His ultimate move, the Abyss Flame, would end this. But he can't use it. Not while Ya is stuck in the line of fire. The only way out of this nightmare is to get her back. Rai looks at Yuri and makes the call he's going to draw all the tentacles aggro himself. Find a way to save Ya, he yells. No more talking. The two of them charge straight into the heart of the beast. Rai puts himself right in the line of fire. A massive tentacle sweeps down who she narrowly dodges it by a hair's breadth. Crack! The impact from the tentacle shatters the floor into a million pieces. Rai is visibly shaken. One direct hit, and it's game over. He knows it. Then, just as he thinks he is safe, another tentacle strikes from his blind spot. Ya screams his name in pure agony. She's watching from the side, convinced that this is the end for him. But our boy is fast. He uses Mana Hand to pull himself out of that death trap and lets out a massive sigh of relief. While Rai is busy playing bait, Yuri sees her opening. She manages to reach the monster core. She swings her scythe for a critical hit, but clang. It bounces right off. This thing has a strengthening skill? Unbelievable. Yuri is forced to back off fast before she's crushed like a grape. Rai checks on her, and she gives him a thumbs up. She is still in the fight. Still, something is seriously off here. Both of them can feel it in their bones. Think about it, tentacle monsters are usually glass cannons with zero defense. A tanky one? Rai has never seen anything like it. And get this, the thing is wandering around outside its room. That literally never happens in this dungeon. What Rai doesn't know is that Kronos is the one pulling the strings behind this entire mess. But there is no time to play detective. The monster is absolutely feral, coming at them with pure, unadulterated rage. Inside her barrier, Ya is spiraling. She's watching her friends risk everything and thinking this is all my fault. She realizes she has been a passenger in her own story, always relying on Ray to swoop in and fix things. Not anymore. She starts racking her brain, desperate to find a way, any way to actually help them out. Things go from bad to worse. Yuri and Ray are running on fumes, their mana pools almost completely drained after so many back-to-back fights. Ray is right on the edge of giving up. Then bam. A memory from his past life hits him like a truck. "Yeah. Hit us with mana fusion," he screams. Ya is stunned. Yuri thinks he has lost it. That skill is famously useless. It is a mana hog with zero payoff. Yuri hates it. Honestly, Ray gets the skepticism. Everyone in his old life thought it was trash too. But he knows the truth. One legendary mage eventually discovered the true value of that skill. And that mage? It was Ya. Before the regression, she was the one who cracked the code. Now, she is just conflicted. She has never used it, but if Ray is asking, she is willing to try. She lets the skill loose and it hits them both. Wait. Yuri stops. Her mana. It's actually starting to recover? Ray just gives a knowing smirk. He knew exactly what was going to happen. See, mana fusion shares the user's mana pool. But only a mage with a massive monster-sized pool can actually master it. Ya is hyped when she sees it working. But suddenly, she realizes it is not enough. The flow is too weak. The realization hits her hard. Her own protective barrier is acting like a dam, choking off the mana she is trying to share. She makes a choice. She drops the barrier, giving the monster the chance to grab her tightly. But in exchange, she releases every drop of her mana. She is fading, looking at her teammates with tired eyes. She weakly tells them that the rest is up to them. That was the spark they needed. Seeing their teammate sacrifice herself sends Ray and Yuri into a state of absolute, hyper-determined fury. They charge. Their mana is back. And now they have got enough juice to slice through any defense. They trigger their enhancement skills and start decimating everything. Ray yells at Yuri to keep the momentum. They are saving Ya no matter what. Ray sees a path to her, but the monster is not stupid. It stays one step ahead. It immediately shifts Ya's position, making the rescue mission look almost impossible. Ray grits his teeth. At this rate, they are never going to reach her. "I will open a path," Yuri shouts. She taps into her primary skill, her aura exploding outward in a brilliant display of power. She literally creates stairs for Ray to climb. Ray is thankful for the assist and he dashes toward Ya using those aura stairs. Tentacles try to block his path, but Ray is a whirlwind of steel and fury. He cleaves through them with zero hesitation. With insane speed and determination, he reaches Ya and cuts her down from the monster's grasp. They hit the ground. Ray checks her over, heart pounding. Ya opens her eyes, smiles, and says Ray is just as impressive as ever. Yuri rushes over, totally impressed. "Girl, you've got some serious nerves," she says. Yuri admits that Ya actually saved them back there. Ya is safe. The team is back together. But the primary mission? That monster is still standing. Pure chaos. Ray and Yuri charge the beast. But this thing is a total nightmare. It's regenerating tentacles faster than they can chop them off. Yuri realizes they're in a serious jam. She looks at Ray, desperate, and asks, "Okay, what's the move here?" Ray just gives her a look. "Leave the rest to me," he says. Yuri's skeptical. Who wouldn't be? But she steps back and lets him cook. Ray rockets forward. No hesitation. He shouts back to Yuri that he's finishing this right here, right now. Wait. What? Yuri's jaw drops. Ray is charging a dungeon boss with his bare hands. But the monster isn't having it. It whips out a fresh tentacle to block his path. Time for a power-up. Ray taps into his overclock skill, hoping to double his output before unleashing the big guns, the Abyss Flame. It's insane. His whole body erupts in a dark, terrifying aura. One massive blast of flame later, and the monster's head? Absolutely torn wide open. Boom. The beast hits the dirt. Up in the shadows, Kronos is losing his mind. He never expected his Grim Reaper to get wrecked like that. But he's not backing down. Not yet. He's dead set on making sure Ray and his friends never make it out of that dungeon alive. The squad is actually starting to celebrate when things go sideways. A nasty dark fluid oozes out of the corpse and lunges straight for Yui. It almost turns her into a kebab. Seriously, a split second later and she was toast, but Ray snatches her out of the way just in time. Ray can feel the energy spiking. That fluid is getting stronger. He screams at the girls, "Run! Get to the exit now." They're bolting for their lives. Ray's just praying they can actually escape now that they've stopped the entire dungeon from caving in. They're so close to the exit. Just a few more feet. But that dark fluid is faster, and it's about to overtake them. They're about to be swallowed whole when clang. A golden shield slams down. A stern voice tells them to move aside, and who is it? None other than the legendary Okawa Hikaru. The girls are totally starstruck. Ray did mention this guy before they even stepped inside, but seeing an S-rank mage in the flesh? Total shocker. Ray just nods, totally casual. "Yeah, that's the guy," he says. This was exactly the backup he was hoping for. Look, Okawa is on a whole different level. He's an S-rank powerhouse. Back before Ray's regression, everyone knew him as the Yellow King. Let's be real. Ray knows they would have been absolute toast if Okawa hadn't arrived to save them with that barrier magic. Okawa just gives them a wink. "Glad I could make it in time to be the hero," he says with a grin. Turns out he was busy clearing another dungeon on a special request from the government. You know, just S-rank things. But get this, Hinata was the one who called him. Then he drops a bombshell on Ray. "I know you. You're Kai's little brother, right? Ray tenses up, but Okawa tells him to relax. He's not looking for trouble, he's just really curious about Ray. Big sigh of relief for our boy. Ray finally relaxes and gives Okawa a genuine thanks for the assist. Okawa waves it off like it's no big deal. But then he looks at the boss's body. Honestly? You did something insane by taking that thing down. Just then plink. The boss drops its mana stone. Okawa's eyes go wide. That thing is freaking massive. He realizes just how powerful that dungeon boss actually was. He tosses the stone to Ray, who barely catches it before it hits the floor. Keep it up, kid, Okawa says. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next. Then he heads out, and the team follows him out. Once they hit the association building, Yuri's like, that Okawa guy is definitely something. Ray can only agree with her there. Hinata sees them and just loses it. She starts screaming at the top of her lungs, are you guys okay? She was a total nervous wreck. They were inside for way too long, and she was already imagining the worst case scenario. She starts scolding Ray immediately, who heads straight into a high-risk dungeon right after applying. Seriously, that place was a death trap. Then she asks for a status report. She's probably expecting them to say they barely made it past the front door, right? Hinata and the other staff literally look like their brains just short-circuited when Ray mentions they conquered the entire thing. They're staring at him like he's an alien. And then? The screaming starts. Pure, chaotic disbelief. Word travels fast, like light speed fast. The Ikebukuro dungeon has been cleared. The news starts blowing up everywhere. Every guild in the city starts scrambling to find the mystery team. Meanwhile, a teary-eyed Yui tells the press she finally has the cash for her sister's medical bills. She looks at Ray with so much heart. Thank you, she says. None of this happens without you. On the sidelines, Isoyama and her party are looking incredibly salty. She's still trying to convince herself that Yui must have cheated somehow. And Kai? Oh, he's absolutely fuming. The fact that Ray, the guy he looks down on, cleared that dungeon? He's losing his mind. The news is everywhere. The kid everyone used to call colorless just pulled off the impossible. It's the only thing people are talking about. Group chats are going wild. People are actually calling each other out, saying they all need to apologize for trash-talking Ray for so long. While everyone's hyping him up, Ray is being humble. He knows he had help this time, and he's determined to get strong enough to handle it all alone. 3 days later, Ray heads back to the association because Hinata summoned him. Apparently, there's something big he needs to hear. Big news. Ray and the crew are stunned when Hinata drops a bombshell. They've been handpicked for a dungeon conquest. Ya's jaw is practically on the floor, they just hit A rank. But Hinata explains this isn't just luck. It's all thanks to the insane achievements they've pulled off lately. See, normally, mages have to beg for dungeon rights. But a formal direct request? That's legendary. The association only trusts that to the absolute elite. Ya beams at Ray, telling him everyone's finally counting on him. But Ray? He's not having it. He knows this is a team effort or nothing. Naturally, Ray asks who's behind the request. But Hinata goes quiet. Orders from the top, it's a total secret. Classic Yuri. She's already sold on the mission just because it sounds like a blast. Ray figures they have to say yes. Since it's through the association, it should be legit, nothing shady, right? But then, Hinata drops one more detail. They won't be alone. A legendary S-rank mage is coming along for the ride. Next day, the party heads out to the rendezvous point. Hype levels through the roof. Ya is dying to see who this powerhouse is. Then boom. They run into their escort, and it's none other than Okawa. Talk about a surprise. As they step into the dungeon, Ray admits he never saw this coming. Okawa just flashes a smirk. He knew all along, but he wanted to see the look on their faces. Okawa gets serious for a second, mentioning he's hyped because, honestly, the whole world is watching this mission. Ya is just baffled. How can an S-rank be this carefree? Ray's with her on that one. But he warns her not to be fooled, the guy is still a top-tier S-rank monster for a reason. Ray asks if the rumors about the dungeon's crazy traps are true. Okawa nods. The scouts reported a literal wall of fire blocking the only way forward. Ray's curious. A firewall? How are they even supposed to get past something that intense? Okawa just shrugs. He's got his barrier skills, after all. With him around, that firewall is basically a light breeze. Ray watches him, thinking, wow, this guy is cocky. He starts wondering if Okawa is taking this place way too lightly. It's like Okawa reads his mind. He tells Ray to just watch and learn, promising to carry the whole team on his back once the real action starts. Suddenly, movement. A wave of monsters swarms the scene. Ray snaps into leader mode, telling everyone to gear up for a fight. Honestly, he's actually excited to see an S-rank finally cut loose. But then he looks over. Okawa is huddled in a corner, looking absolutely terrified. He stammers that the trio should handle it because he's not familiar with these types of monsters. Seriously? Ya reminds him about that main man talk from earlier, but Ray just sighs. Forget the coward, they've got a job to do. The trio takes their stance. No hesitation. They start raining down long-range attacks, blasting the incoming horde. Yuri dives in, completely fearless. Compared to the nightmares they faced before, these guys are nothing. Ya and Yuri thin out the crowd in seconds. And Ray cleans up the rest with a devastating fire lance. Okawa is just standing there, eyes wide. He's completely blown away by their power. Fight over. Ya is already cheering and celebrating the win with Ray. Finally, Okawa crawls out of his hiding spot. He claims he just really hates bugs and thanks them for, saving his life. But wait. Some wolves lunge from the shadows right at him. Suddenly, Okawa's vibe changes. He gets serious, trapping them in a glowing square box and crushing them instantly. Now the team is the one in shock. Ray stares at the remains, asking what the hell that skill even was. Okawa plays it cool. That square box, one of his signature barrier techniques. It's no good against giant enemies, but for everything else? Deadly. Ray's heard the legends, but seeing it in person? Unreal. With the path clear, Okawa suggests they stop wasting time and keep moving. Walking behind him, Ray's perspective flips again. This is it, this is what a true S rank looks like. Soon enough, they hit the wall of fire. And man, the reports didn't lie. The heat is insane, even from a distance. But Okawa doesn't even flinch. He steps up and carves a safe path right through the flames with his magic. The team hurries through the passage, and right ahead, they find the entrance to the boss room. Everyone is locked in. Ray gives the signal it's time to face whatever's waiting inside. But deep down, Okawa is the one watching Ray. He wants to know, is this kid a total fraud or the real deal? As they enter, the heat hits them like a physical wall. Ray grinds his teeth, whatever is in here, it's on a different level. Then, it appears. The boss. A level 68 flame gar. Just looking at it makes Ray's skin crawl. He panics as the beast stalks toward them, screaming for the team to deploy a mana barrier. But Okawa just steps out in front. No need for that, he says, totally calm. The monster blasts them with a torrent of flame, but Okawa's barrier doesn't even flicker. Ray is floored. Okawa just looks back and smirks, he'll handle the defense, they just need to bring the pain. Rai nods, getting the message, but he doesn't just rush in blindly, he needs a plan, and he needs it fast. One thing's for sure, that barrier is on its last legs. One heavy blow from this beast and their defense is gone. Abyss Flame? Way too risky. This thing isn't just fast, it's a boss level nightmare, and missing a shot would be a total disaster. Plus, the mana drain on that skill is absolutely insane. Rai realizes he has to get creative to bring this monster down. Go for the openings. Rai yells, leading the charge while Yuri and Ya stay sharp, waiting for their chance to strike. He kicks his body enhancement into high gear, and launches himself straight at the beast like a human bullet. Classic feint. The monster bites, thinking it's a head-on clash, but Rai's already behind it, delivering a massive bone-crunching hit. The girls aren't just watching either. From the backline they rain down long-range fire, keeping the boss constantly on its toes. But man, this thing is tough. Even after that combo, it's still moving. Rai's gut feeling was right, this beast is dangerous. If this fight drags on, they're in trouble. Time is definitely not on their side right now. The heat is getting unbearable and Rai is already drenched in sweat. He knows he needs to end this immediately. Back in the shadows, Okawa is watching every move, curious to see how Rai handles the pressure when things get desperate. Then, a sudden shift in strategy. Forget the body. Aim for the legs. Rai commands, switching the focus to the monster's movement. They don't hesitate. Attacks rain down on its feet, and Ya steps it up with a stone bullet skill to trip it up. The boss starts hopping around like crazy to avoid the ground fire, but that's exactly what Rai was waiting for. Because here is the thing, no matter how agile you are, once you are airborne, you are a sitting duck. Rai leaps for the kill. Mid-air, he coats his blade in pure ice. A move so unexpected it leaves Okawa completely stunned. Contact. With the monster stuck in the air, Rai delivers a brutal strike, sending the beast crashing down to the dirt. The girls rush over, cheering for the win, but Rai just shrugs it off. Couldn't have done it without you, he says. Watching from the sidelines, Okawa is actually impressed. That teamwork was flawless. Rai is exactly as strong as the report suggested. But Okawa can tell Rai is holding back his true power. Just as Rai suggests heading back to turn in their report. Okawa stops him. Not so fast. He pulls out a mysterious square box, his eyes gleaming. He wants to test our boy. See, this box isn't just for capturing monsters. It's a high-level training tool, basically a portable arena for the elite. No more games. Okawa admits it straight up, he wants to see Rai's absolute limit. No more holding back. The challenge is simple but deadly. Rai has to defeat the nightmare creature sealed inside that box. I will pull them back if it gets too dangerous, Okawa promises. But the catch? Rai has to call for help. So that is why he tagged along. Rai still doesn't trust him, but an opportunity for free experience? He is not passing that up. Rai accepts the challenge, and with a click, Okawa breaks the seal on the box. Here we go. Out crawls a terrifying black shadow. This thing is nasty, it literally shapeshifts based on whatever its opponent fears the most. Okawa is practically leaning in, dying to see what kind of monster Rai's subconscious is about to cook up. And then? It happens. Rising from the shadows is Kronos, the one thing that actually terrifies our main character. Okawa is stunned, he has never seen anything like this. He is loving the show, but Rai? Rai is completely freaking out. Well guys, that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed this, drop a next part in the comments below. Also, subscribe, hit that bell, and smash the like button. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.